So this case study is for the City of Atlanta. Now, we're going to start off with the same four perspectives that we always do with the balanced scorecard. Financial, customers, which in this case we call stakeholders, internal, and learning and growth, which in this case we call enablers. Now, what's different here is in the public sector, the overall goal is not to achieve financial success as we see in the private sector, but the public sector's goal is to achieve stakeholder success, whether that's the taxpayer or whoever the recipient of that public sector activity. To do that, we need the right internal processes. To make sure those work, we need the right enablers. And then the foundation in the public sector, of course, is the financial perspective. So effectively, what we've done is move the financial perspective from where it normally is at the top in the private sector and moved it all the way to the bottom for the public sector and moved everything up one notch. So now if we go off and take a look at the existing documents that talk to us about what the City of Atlanta is going to do, we can just go to the normal strategy areas that we would resource, whether it's a strategy document or in this case even just the website. And in the website we can see that there are a number of specific objectives that we're looking for, which talk about ensuring Atlanta is clean and safe, to maintain, develop a strong infrastructure, and so on. So each of those become objectives that we're going to build into the strategy map. Again, it's critical to note that we're not inventing anything new. A lot of counselors and consultants and outside experts have come in to help build the city's strategy. At this point in time, there's no reason to question the validity of what they've come up with. In fact, what we need to do is build the strategy map and the scorecard, run with it for 6 months, and begin to see what things make sense and what things we need to change. So they've also developed a charter for the next century. And if we take a look at that, it too contains some important statements about what the city needs to be. And we're just going to frisk this document like others for objectives. So it's from there we get the overall statement that Atlanta will be a thriving core of the metropolitan area and so forth. And if we begin taking a look at the core objectives it begins detailing, it talks about healthy neighborhoods, making sure that we have excellent schools and recreational facilities, which is an internal statement. Stakeholders are looking for the physical infrastructure, of course, healthy neighborhoods, and so forth. We can begin to build out the strategy map based on the core objectives which are detailed out. Now, what we also have to do is begin explaining how these things overall link to success. So the quality of life is going to be achieved in the City of Atlanta by doing three things: creating healthy neighborhoods, providing economic opportunity, and building up the physical infrastructure. Now, to do that, we need to ensure that we have excellent schools and recreations, and that we have a thriving business climate, and then finally that we're maintaining that strong infrastructure. And all of those will help build out the economic opportunity. Now, if we ensure excellent schools and recreation, that will underpin healthy neighborhoods, and maintaining and developing a strong infrastructure will, of course, help build the overall physical infrastructure. Then underpinning all of that are the enablers of maintain effective and efficient government, ensuring that we're clean and safe, and nurturing open and honest government. The financial objective of financial stewardship, or ensure financial responsibility, underpins it all. So, pretty easy to be able to develop a strategy map based on the existing documents. In fact, there are a number of other sources we could have gone to, and one of the things you need to do is sort of double check. So if I take a look at the strategy map and compare it to other strategy documents, we can begin to cross-check to make sure that the key objectives which are detailed in other city documents are also detailed out within the strategy map. Again, it's important to make sure that we haven't missed anything, because often different documents take a slightly different slant on the same topic, but sometimes reveal things that we've completely missed. Once we're happy with the strategy map itself, we can actually begin to determine what some themes are. So if we take a look at different things that Mayor Shirley has talked about, we can begin to identify some core values which, again, show up in the strategy map. She talks about providing Atlanta as a gateway center, which is all about doing two things: providing healthy neighborhoods to help build quality of life and the economic opportunities. To do that, she talks about ensuring that we've got excellent schools and recreation and that we've got a thriving business culture. And underpinning all of that is about dealing with Atlanta's clean and safe environment. So this becomes a theme, and there could be multiple themes in a strategy map. And what we're trying to do is show for different stakeholders how we have their best interests at mind. So it's important to note that the strategy map is trying to tell the strategy story as it currently exists in the organization. There are minor differences between private and public sector, which basically focus in on who or what is at the top perspective. Are we there to achieve stakeholder success or financial success? It's important to note that the weighting activity, which we'll talk about later, begins to communicate the relative importance of these objectives, not the position that they have on the strategy map.